Hey people, hello, it's Friday. I was listening to NPR on my latest station and they just, the announcer was announcing the weather and all of a sudden he just stopped. Like he lost his train of thought and there was a bunch of dead air there for a second. It was kind of strange. Cheers, people. Cheers, people. Hey, people, please don't mind me for not beating, not beating a dead horse. It is Bandcamp Friday and I have a new album. It's really good. Um, $10 plus postage. Bandcamp Friday is when the proceeds of sales go directly to the artist, and Bandcamp waives its usual 15% As I said yesterday, for folks outside of the U.S., because of the postage rates, I'd like y'all to think about buying this today because as a one-day deal, outside of U.S. orders, if you buy this, I will throw in a free copy of my other new CD, illustrated by my great nephew Gabriel. It's a collaboration with Brian Day, who is currently on a world tour with his self-made instruments. He's over in Europe right now. Woven Territories. I'll throw in a free copy to folks who have to pay upwards of $20 for postage just to get a $10 CD. That's why I'm doing it, folks. No diss to people in America, okay? I still have 2 copies left. These are the 2 final copies of my soundtrack, Life After X. No, I lied. I got 3. I got 3 left. Come get them. Yesterday was a really good day. So I've been talking about this work that I'm actually about to really start with Hank Red. Let me just see if I can pull an album to make a point. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I've been talking about the fact that Hank Red, who signed this copy here of Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life, Hank Red is a local musician, 10 years my senior, who to me is a living legend. For me, a local living legend. He goes all the way back to my childhood in that he knew my dad and played gigs with my dad and other local musicians. He was part of a contingent of black musicians that got out of Omaha to make it, and then consequently impacted musical history. That he was part of the crew: Buddy Miles, Ronnie Beck, Andre Lewis, Hank Red, Maxine Lewis. He was in the Buddy Miles band as well as being with Stevie Wonder for 12 years and being the principal horn player who worked up the arrangement of Sir Duke on here, which was a big hit. We had been talking up till yesterday. Yesterday was the first time we got together. He finally came over here because I want to share this because it's good news for me and maybe for you all too, depending on the future of my music making. But Hank, is basically retired from the music business, but still works. He wrote the hit "Free" by Denise Williams. I just got to be free. He's the co-writer. So anyway, he gets royalties from that, not like he used to. So in his mind, he has to work. But he got a hold of me a while back asking if I could help him record. He wants to, he's got a particular project that he wants to do for a local hospital. He's just the kind of person that I like to work for. He's a religious man, but more importantly, he's spiritual. I don't care about religion. It's the spirit behind it. You can say you're religious and be the worst person in the world. I can tell he's a spiritual man, a good man. So it's something that he wants to do for the hospital. But he got a hold of me because he wants to set up a home recording studio, and we haven't. Yesterday was the first time that we physically got together since we've been discussing this, and he came over here and brought his laptop and another piece of equipment that he was told he needed in order to get set up. So we met yesterday, and I'm going to need my friend Aaron Gum's help to help Hank get his computer going, because it's a module that I've never used before. There's really no instructions. I hooked it up, but I think Aaron's going to be the person to really help us get going. And then once that happens, I will be his engineer. But while we were doing that and getting that determined, what we can get done and what we can't get done, we'll get rolling on his computer and stuff with Aaron next week. Aaron couldn't come by today. Aaron is my computer expert. He helps me with things that I don't quite understand. But I was able to, get Hank over here for the first time to discuss getting him working at his home, but also to show him how I work here at my house. And I got to play him some tunes that I'd like to collaborate with him with, and the response was wonderful. Really makes a difference, folks. I know my music is good, but like anybody else, having your stuff verified, whatever you want to say, the fact that he was blown away. I'm going to pull up the track in particular that he really liked, and it's like, I already have it. This is on Interlude. Now, personally, this is one of my favorites. I just love this track. Now, what of note on this track is horns. There's horns on this track. Dave Newhouse of Mana Mirage is not on this track. He's on another track, but he likes this one, and this is the track that he's been boosting, telling people you need to hear this track. It has James and Blake on it. They'll come in a minute. Now already, Hank was impressed already with this because of the feeling, the chords, the up. He liked the electronic clicky stuff going on. And he really noticed that, the way the strings swoop in like that. And hear the horns. Hank said, "Them horns sound good. You recorded that here? In this room here?" I said, "Yes, I did, sir. I can help you get your thing going." And he said, I want to play on this music. And he knew my dad. And Blake on the muted trumpet. Hank noticed all this on the first listen. I mean, he's a top pro musician. I've also found out yesterday that he had also toured and played with Tyrone Davis, Johnny Taylor. I said, "What? I didn't know that. I love Johnny Taylor." But Hank said, "Apple don't fall far from the tree. You definitely are your dad's son." And then he heard this keyboard solo that I programmed, that I wrote, and I had to use MIDI because I can't play it in real time that smooth. And then this last little bit with the guitar. That's me on guitar. yesterday. Get a copy today on Bandcamp, people. Show me some support. I'd really appreciate it, you know. Help me stay online. You know, I mean, quite literally, you know. But so it was his response to my music. Then I played him a track off of the Muse, and I played Days for him, and there was the same response, which was, "This is your music? You writing this stuff? You recorded those horns here in this room?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I sure do want to work with you. I want to play on this stuff." Made my day. I was on cloud nine the rest of the day, just tripping about Hank Red's response to my music. I was hopeful, but it was more than I could hope for. He really likes it. And it's a real, a musician of his caliber with his level of experience in the true real world of music. That means the world to me, to have his stamp of approval. You know, I keep telling folks, I know it's good, but I made it so a lot of people won't listen to me. So that happened yesterday. So get the CD and listen to it. Another thing, I keep forgetting to tell you this. I need to get this in there. The RAF album, I've reduced the price from $25 to $20, okay? Now with the RAF record, which I'm selling for the band, I share in the profits from this. This goes 5 ways with the other members of the band, but I'm the one who is officially selling it online. So the price is down, $20. Get a copy of this album. This is killer. It is. So the other thing that happened yesterday was, since I had my tunes up on my computer again, in my iTunes, along with what's Slowdive, which is just on repeat, I was so happy that that tune went into, on my list, it went into a Slowdive song here, and the transition was, other than the difference in loudness and obvious production fidelity, it's like, wow, this sounds good compared to Slowdive. I was really pleased that it wasn't a big dump, a big change in production value or mood. I was really, wow, my shit is working with Slowdive. And that's my number one album right now. It is. So let me just keep yakking at you. It's Bandcamp Friday, folks. Please buy some music. So I got a call yesterday from my friend Frank, and he called saying, "I noticed that you mentioned that you don't have the new Steven Wilson yet." And Frank is a big Porcupine Tree Steven Wilson fan, so he orders. So he said, "Shall I bring mine over?" And I said, "Hell yes, come on over. I haven't seen you for a while." I'm really happy about my perspective on my relationships. People do what they want to do because of them, not you, not me. So Frank wanted to show off the fact that he had an album that I don't have, I love, and reveled in it. And also he had some other things he needed to talk to someone about other than his wife. And I'm aware of that. So it's like, when you need me, you get a hold of me. I'm okay with that, you know. So he has a copy of the Steven Wilson on orange vinyl. So I got to needle drop it, got to look at the plate, you know. I like records, you know. You can call it a fetish if you want, but I like physical records. And he also loves Slowdive. So we got to talk about these things and listen together. And we're so real that Frank, as much as he loves music, he's not interested in my music. You know, it's openly. That's how we met. But I gave him a copy of my new CD. He wouldn't even buy it, you know. And not that I would expect him to, you know. I understand, you know what I'm saying? It's too close. You know, he's not a musician, and what I'm doing, it's like, he doesn't even see it, you know. I used to be insulted by that. I'm not. I understand. I think a lot of other artists deal with this, with family members and other people in your lives, where they don't get it. They don't get what you're doing. They don't get your art. They see these other artists, but they don't see that you're the same thing. Anyway, a little bit of a rant there. But besides that, we vibed on a couple things because we're longtime friends, longtime musical friends. So I pulled these to show him because he hadn't, been buying much. And I said, well, the new Steven Wilsons, which I don't have, are cool, but this is really cool because it's been remastered. Yes, Fragile. They're getting ready to do the Yes album. He told me that. I wasn't aware. I was aware of that, but not. So I'm looking forward to get that. But I showed this to him. We didn't listen to it. We just talked about it, and I showed it to him. Really nice. Really nice. And the Selling England by the Pound reissue on clear vinyl. Both of these sound excellent. I just found out that they're going to do 50th anniversary reissues of these on 45 RPM. They get you coming and going, don't they, as collectors? The other thing that we talked about, but we didn't listen to because it's so heavy, but Frank and I got to see Yellow Magic Orchestra together at the Hollywood Bowl many years ago. And so I was showing him the new Sakamoto, the last Sakamoto album, 12. And we talked about it, but we didn't listen to it. It's heavy. This is beautiful and tragic in places. It was good to share some time with my friend Frank, and we have a good, honest relationship. This is the year I graduated from high school in 1973, so the 50th anniversary reunions are happening this year. I've talked about, I went to a boys' prep school for the first 3 years of high school, and then I messed up rebelling, and my GPA dropped below the acceptable level, and so I couldn't go back. And I had to go to a Central High, a public school, which I hated, for my senior year. So the prep reunion has happened already. I refused to go, although I was under a lot of pressure to go. I met up with people who I wanted to see who came in town for the reunion, but I didn't go to the reunions. Okay, people. Okay, I'm online. But the other one, my senior year, I've actually heard from people who are trying to get me to go to that. No interest. None at all. 50 years ago, graduated from high school. Where does the time go? The people that I'm interested in from those days are still a part of my life. So a couple more things that got played yesterday. I listened to this. This is a new release on Discus. Siapiau. I believe that's how you say it. Siapiau. This is improvisation between voice, bass, saxophone, and percussion. Maggie Nichols is the primary voice on here. She is a veteran of the British jazz music scene. I have her on several other records. This is not my cup of tea. I have Meredith Monk records, really out of respect for what she does. It's somewhat in that wheelhouse where she does this wordless vocalizing, and some of it is it almost makes you cringe. It's like either you're with her, it's either you go with Maggie, or she's going to put you up at some point because she's doing exactly what she feels. And as an experience, it's strong and it's good. But I have to be honest that this is the sort of thing, with the voice being the primary feature, like that, it's like after a bit, it was like, okay, that's enough of this. Now, Martin, if you see this, you know I'm honest. Okay, so that's good for someone. The playing on it, the percussion, I really enjoyed that. Someone's going to really dig that. Okay. I was reading something that Oh, someone mentioned Pizzicato Five, possibly in the comments yesterday. This is the only thing I have by them. It's the only thing I really need by them, really, is this Combinaison Spatial EP. They did this kind of a kitschy sort of throwback sound to the 60s. This Japanese band really getting off on 60s Americana. Really to good effect. But this is an EP where they do remixes of a couple songs, and the remixes are exceptional to me. I really like them. This comes in the booklet. I hadn't listened to this for years, and so this is one that when I got it, I liked it, and it was a repeater. I would play it a lot, so I ended up listening to this a couple times. I like that when something is so good to me that I have to hear it a couple times in a row. And Pizzicato 5 did that yesterday. It was real good. Okay, so we're at the 20-minute mark. I'm just going to repeat myself because I'm hoping to get some sales to kind of offset the money, honestly, that I'm sending to family to help people keep it rolling while they're looking for employment. I don't mind being that transparent about my life. I took the air conditioner out this morning, so there's sunlight coming in the window now. And I was looking at the forecast. We may get some Indian summer before the end of October, but this upcoming week is going down into the 30s at night, and tomorrow it'll only be up to 60 in the day. It's time to take the air conditioner out. So I'm just going to repeat myself. There's those rays of light coming in. I like that. Please, get some of my music. And The World is Burning, that compilation CD that is available through my site, but the orders are forwarded to Pittsburgh. That's where the actual records come out. CD comes from. Randy's Alternative Music. He just saw Slowdive a couple nights ago in Pittsburgh. He said they were stunning. Of course, and I got to see some online. I do like that about. I'm with artists who are dismayed by the fact that you see all these phones recording you instead of people listening. But then the other part of it is being able to see the videos that people post online. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it? But The World is Burning, a compilation CD of older stuff. Still available. Get that, okay? If you buy my album, I've got more than one vinyl album. You folks that know me know that. But if you buy this through my Bandcamp site, the orders go directly to Chicago, and they process them. I will eventually get, in my next royalty, quarterly or half a year or whatever, that's when I get paid from those sales. I'm very happy that FPE's been, as far as I can tell, very honest with me and very forthcoming, and we both made money on that album. So buy that. Okay. Is there anything else that I haven't touched on? Well, I did clarify this because Hank Red was in this band, Maxine Lewis. That was Andres Lewis's wife at the time, and she was the focal point of the band. This is their first album, which he co-produced. They put out 3 albums, so by the time they got to this album, their last album, Hank had already fallen out with, I found this out yesterday, this is what happens. Fell out with Andre, so he was out, but they still do one of his songs on this album. So Hank doesn't play on this, but it includes one of Hank Red's compositions. So I'm very excited about working with Hank. And I said, I hope you don't mind, Hank. I'm going to be asking you a lot of questions about, for stories. And he says he loves it. He works at, I think, a casino. And so at the casino, regularly they play Sir Duke knowing he's on the staff. So he deals, and he said it's like that. I deal with that, and that's a little old because that's just this one track, and people, and the staff, oh, so and so, and that's not even any fun for him anymore. He says, so me having a great interest about all this other stuff he's done, and then the Buddy Miles records he's on, I say, oh yeah, that's right, you're on those Buddy Miles records. Let me listen to those again. Looking forward to producing music with Hank. Okay, I've gone on enough, people. Looking forward to sending you a copy of Interlude.